can you please give a warm welcome to Andrew Tarvin?
The story that I want to share with you starts in 2018, a year in which I went on 96 first dates. Because I'm an engineer by background, and I was told that in many ways dating and love is a numbers game, and it turns out that it's true, and my number is number 72. That is the first date number that I went on with my now fiance. Um, and my fiance does not like the number 72 for multiple reasons. One, because of it being so far, number 72, but more so that there were 23 other first dates after that. And so people will ask, is it or was it love at first sight? And to be honest, it wasn't even love at first website. Because I was on Tinder, I was on Bumble, I was seeking people on LinkedIn, I think. And ultimately, my fiance and I had met on Hinge, which we are now off of Hinge, which I think means that we are unhinged. I'm not sure. But when people do ask how we met, I say that we met through a friend. Not because I'm ashamed that we met through an online dating app, but because I consider the internet my friend. And our story is very much a modern love story. Sabrina, my fiance's grandfather, is 99 years old, and when we were last visiting him, he loved to share the story of how he and his wife had met, and he looked back on it with nostalgia. He would say, we met at a dance. He saw her from across the room. They matched eyes, and they danced all night long. And Sabrina and I's story is basically the same. We saw each other across the app. We matched swipes, and then we texted all night long. And I'll never forget what Sabrina said, because she messaged me first on Hinge, and she typed out, "Hey, Drew." Like, so eloquent, not hi, not hello, something casual yet confident at the same time. And part of me wanted to say, hey is for horses, because that's what my 7th grade teacher would always say whenever I said hey. But I decided to skip that, and I just responded very simply, "Hey, Sabrina." And then this is how I knew it. I should have known it was going to work out, because she asked me perhaps the most important question someone could ask me when they were looking at my dating profile, and that was, what was your TED Talk on? Because, yes, I did include a picture of me doing a TEDx talk with TED in the background intentionally on my dating profile, because I figured even if I wasn't going to go on a date with someone, at a minimum, maybe they would watch the talk, and that would be how I would get to maybe 7 million views. I don't know. And back and forth, it went. We started chatting, and 32 messages later, throwing all caution into the wind, we decided we should meet up for drinks that same day. And I arrived in front of the bar that we had agreed to meet at, and as soon as I saw what I thought was maybe her coming up, I was like, oh no, this is perhaps a mistake, because clearly the person walking towards me was way out of my league. Like, so out of my league that I think we were playing different sports. Like, they were so out of my league, they were maybe National Rugby League, or I can't remember exactly what it is there, or the National Football League, and I was playing Little League Baseball. But Sabrina walked up, she said hello in her charming German accent, and we started. And we attempted to go into the first bar, and we both decided that it was too loud. We actually wanted to have a conversation with each other. So then we went to a second bar, and we had our first drink, decided we wanted to continue the conversation. So we had a second drink, which I very rarely do, because I don't really drink all that much to begin with. I only drink a little bit more, because dating is a little bit weird if you text someone and say, hey, you want to meet up for a glass of water? Most people are not super into that. So we have a second drink, and then she says, I'm going to have dinner with some friends of mine. You can come if you would like. And then she kind of tested me and prodded me a little bit, because she's like, I know Americans are all weird about when they meet someone's friends for the first time. She grew up in Germany. I grew up in the U.S. She's like, don't worry, it's not a big deal here in Germany, right? It's not a big thing. Just come and join us. And that was the first time, my first experiencing Sabrina saying something, this is what all Germans do from a different culture, because, again, I didn't know, only to realize later that that was just a thing that Sabrina, who happens to be German, did. And so we go to dinner with her friends. We have a wonderful time. It is slightly weird at first because Sabrina very knows very little about me to be able to introduce me to like her friends. She just kind of, hey, here's this person that I've met. But dinner goes well. It starts to rain. We walk home, or I walk her to her apartment, and we have a beautiful, sweet kiss goodnight. And then she went to Laos the next day for some work and was gone for 2 weeks. So I went on 24 other first dates, but then looped back and caught up with Sabrina. And it worked out. We got engaged this past February in Australia on top of Observatory Hill in Sydney. Because we were there together, had a wonderful time. And clearly in Australia, I was there to say, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I did not know that that would immediately become 24/7 because of a lockdown, but it has been a wonderful time, and I still am like, yes, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Thank you all so much for having me and for listening.